The medication mistake that may be destroying your nerves. If your feet burn at night like they're on fire, if your hands tingle so badly you drop your keys, if numbness is slowly creeping up your legs, stop scrolling. Because what you're about to hear may explain why your nerves are deteriorating and how to stop the damage before it becomes permanent. This is not about masking pain. This is about protecting nerve tissue while it can still recover. I'm Dr. Michael Hayes, and in over 2 decades of working with adults struggling with neuropathy, I've seen something that genuinely concerns me. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your nerve symptoms may have nothing to do with aging, why diabetes is not always the true cause, how a very common medication combination quietly blocks the nutrients your nerves depend on, and what you can realistically do starting this week. Let me ask you something important. Have you felt tingling, burning, or numbness in your hands or feet? And did anyone ever explain that this might be connected to how your digestive system absorbs nutrients? Because here's what I see every single week. People are told their nerve damage is normal, that it's genetic, that it's part of getting older. They're given pain medication. But no one asks, why are the nerve cells starving in the first place? Let me tell you about a patient. We'll call him Raymond, 58 years old, electrician, worked with his hands his whole life. His feet went numb at work. So numb he didn't realize when tools dropped. At night, that numbness turned into burning that kept him awake. Then his hands started trembling. He couldn't hold a screwdriver steady. Raymond didn't have diabetes. He tried better boots, Epsom salt soaks, gabapentin. Nothing helped. Because everyone was treating symptoms. No one was investigating cause. When we ran deeper labs, we found the real issue. His nerves were running on empty. Specifically, empty of a nutrient essential for nerve survival. And here's the part nobody explained to him. His daily medications were blocking his ability to absorb it. How nerves actually work. Most people think nerves are simple electrical wires. They're not. They are living tissue, highly metabolic, constantly repairing themselves. Each nerve fiber is wrapped in a protective sheath called myelin. Think of it as insulation around wiring. Without insulation, signals short circuit. When myelin breaks down, 2 things happen. Exposed nerves fire randomly, burning, stabbing, electric pain, or they stop firing, numbness. Repairing myelin requires energy and specific nutrients. If your body doesn't have them, the insulation erodes, slowly, silently, months before symptoms appear. That delay is dangerous, because once enough nerve fibers die, regeneration becomes extremely limited. Now here's what most people miss. The issue is often not what you eat. It's what you absorb. Your gut determines whether nutrients enter your bloodstream, and certain medications interfere with that process. You can eat a perfect diet and still be deficient. This is what I call hidden cellular starvation. Your nerves are begging for fuel, but the fuel never arrives. The real culprit, B12 blockade. The most common overlooked cause of non-diabetic neuropathy today? Vitamin B12 deficiency. Not because people don't eat it, but because they can't absorb it. Here's how it works. Your stomach acid releases B12 from food. Then intrinsic factor, a protein made in your stomach, helps absorb it in your small intestine. Without enough acid, B12 stays trapped in food. Without intrinsic factor, absorption fails. Now let's talk about the medications that interfere with this. Proton pump inhibitors, acid reflux drugs, metformin, long-term antacids. Millions of Americans take these daily, and many are over 60, which already reduces stomach acid production naturally. Each factor alone may not cause disaster, but together, they create a perfect storm. B12 intake looks normal, absorption collapses, and nerves deteriorate quietly. This is not theory. Studies show up to 30% of long-term metformin users develop B12 deficiency. Chronic PPI use significantly lowers absorption. Add aging, add reduced dietary intake, and the system begins failing. Your nerves cannot maintain myelin. Energy production inside nerve cells drops. Toxic byproducts accumulate. Damage accelerates. A case that changed everything. Dorothy, 71 years old, burning feet so severe she stopped wearing shoes inside her home. Standard B12 level, 280. Technically low normal, but when we tested methylmalonic acid, a more accurate marker of cellular deficiency, it was severely elevated. She had been on omeprazole for 8 years and had shifted to a mostly vegetarian diet. She believed she was being heart healthy. In reality, she was starving her nerves. We initiated methylcobalamin injections, 1,000 micrograms twice weekly. Within 5 weeks, burning reduced by 60%. 3 months later, she was gardening again, sleeping through the night. This is the difference between masking pain and correcting deficiency. But I need to be honest, nerve healing takes time. If damage has progressed for years, recovery will not happen overnight. We're talking months. But the nervous system has more regenerative capacity than most people are told. When you remove the obstacle and supply the missing nutrient, repair becomes possible. Now let's move from theory to action, because information without implementation does nothing. The single most important principle I teach my patients is this: nerve health depends on absorption, not consumption. It's not how much B12 you eat. It's not even how much you supplement. It's how much actually reaches your cells. You can eat salmon every day. You can take cheap B12 tablets for years. But if your gut cannot absorb it, your nerves remain deficient. That's why some people develop severe neuropathy while others don't, even with similar diets. It's not always what you take, it's how it enters your bloodstream. Step 1. Get the right tests. Do not rely on a basic serum B12 test alone. Serum B12 only shows what's floating in your blood. It does not show what's functioning inside your cells. Ask for serum B12, methylmalonic acid, MMA, homocysteine. If your B12 is under 450 petagrams per milliliter, or if MMA or homocysteine are elevated, that indicates functional deficiency, even if the lab says normal. Many people are symptomatic at levels considered acceptable. This is where neuropathy begins quietly. Step 2. Use the right form of B12. Not all B12 is equal. Most cheap supplements contain cyanocobalamin. This is a synthetic form your body must convert. Conversion requires liver function and additional nutrients. What you want instead: methylcobalamin or hydroxycobalamin. These are bioactive forms. They require less conversion. They are directly usable by nerve tissue. For mild symptoms, 1,000 to 2,000 micrograms daily sublingually is often effective. For moderate to severe symptoms, injections may be necessary. Typically, 1,000 micrograms of methylcobalamin twice weekly for 4 weeks, then weekly maintenance. Always under physician guidance. Step 3. Bypass absorption barriers. If you are taking proton pump inhibitors, chronic antacids, metformin, or you are over 60, your gut absorption may be compromised. Options that bypass this: sublingual tablets, under the tongue, nasal sprays, intramuscular injections. These routes avoid the stomach acid dependency problem. This is critical, because if absorption is blocked, oral pills may not solve the issue. Step 4. Add the cofactors. B12 does not work alone. Your nerves need a support team. Methylfolate, 400 to 800 micrograms. B6, P5P form, 25 to 50 milligrams. Magnesium glycinate, 300 to 400 milligrams. But caution, high-dose B6 can actually worsen neuropathy. Do not exceed recommended doses without supervision. Balance matters. Step 5. Reduce ongoing nerve stress. Even if B12 is corrected, nerves will not heal if damage continues. Reduce inflammatory triggers. Excess sugar, ultra-processed foods, refined seed oils, heavy alcohol intake. Support nerve circulation with 10-minute walks after meals, gentle strength work, stable blood sugar patterns. Nerves need oxygen. They need stable energy. They need reduced oxidative stress. What to expect? Nerve healing is not dramatic. It's gradual. First sign, burning decreases slightly. Then, sleep improves. Then, balance stabilizes. Even a 20% improvement in 30 days is a major signal. It means the damage is not locked in. A real outcome, Gloria. 68. Former ballroom dancer, burning feet, loss of balance, social withdrawal, told her neuropathy was permanent. Testing revealed severe B12 deficiency from long-standing pernicious anemia. Weekly injections for 4 months, plus cofactors. The burning eased first, then sensation slowly returned to her toes. Months later, she danced at her granddaughter's wedding. Not perfectly, but independently. That's what this is about. Not eliminating every symptom, but reclaiming independence. Why timing matters. Neuropathy is not just discomfort. It increases fall risk. Falls increase fracture risk. Fractures lead to hospitalization. Hospitalization often leads to loss of independence. The earlier you intervene, the greater the recovery potential. That first tingling, it's a warning, not a sentence. Your 30-day action plan. 1. Test B12, MMA, homocysteine. 2. Start high-quality methylcobalamin 1,000 micrograms daily. 3. Add B12-rich foods at breakfast. Eggs, yogurt, salmon. 4. Review medications with your doctor. 5. Walk 10 minutes after meals to stabilize blood sugar. Track changes weekly. Burning intensity, balance confidence, sleep quality. Improvement means healing is possible. The truth. If someone promises a miracle cure in 2 weeks, be skeptical. If someone says nothing can be done, also be skeptical. Neuropathy develops over years. Recovery requires consistency. But your nervous system is not fragile by default. It is resource dependent. Give it what it needs. Remove what blocks it. Act early, and you change trajectory. If this clarified something for you, comment below. Absorption matters. Because that single principle protects nerve health more than most medications ever will. I'm Dr. Michael Hayes, and your nerves are not giving up on you. They're asking for support, and now you know how to give it.